Brother, let me ask you something. Have you ever been lying awake at 2 in the morning, staring up at the ceiling, replaying every memory with your ex-girlfriend, and wondering how you missed the signs? She told you she loved you, yet somehow she drained your energy, destroyed your confidence, and left you feeling completely worthless. Listen closely. It was never your fault. You were simply dealing with a foolish woman. And the truth is, foolish women follow the same psychological patterns. The signs are always there, but they're so subtle, most men ignore them until it's far too late. Today I'm revealing 9 psychological signs that expose whether the woman you loved was secretly toxic, manipulative, and emotionally dangerous. If you've ever been ghosted, betrayed, or left heartbroken, this will open your eyes. Because once you learn to recognize these signs, you'll finally understand why she acted the way she did, and you'll never allow another woman to rob you of your peace again. Stay until the very end, brother. What you hear today might just change your life forever. Sign 1. She plays the confusion game. Imagine this. You meet Emma in a coffee shop in Los Angeles. She's breathtaking, the kind of effortless beauty that makes heads turn. You strike up a conversation, she laughs at your jokes, touches your arm lightly, and for a brief moment you think, this could turn into something real. But then the games begin. Emma starts texting you late at night, sending flirty emojis and suggesting the idea of meeting up. You feel the spark. You believe she's genuinely into you. But the very next morning you text her good morning, and nothing. Hours go by in silence until suddenly she replies, "Oh sorry, I've been busy." Brother, this is the confusion game. Women who play this game don't actually want you. They want your attention, your validation, and that little dopamine hit of being chased. This is the trap so many men fall into. They convince themselves, she's hot, she's probably just busy, I just need to try harder. No, read this carefully. A woman who truly desires you will never leave you guessing. Emma knows exactly what she's doing. She gives just enough to keep you hooked, but never enough to invest in you. She'll happily accept the good morning texts, the late night calls, and the constant reassurance that she's wanted. But when it comes to showing up, she ghosts. She cancels last minute. She says things like, "Let's see where it goes," but she never follows through. Here's the psychology. Women who play this game don't want connection. They want control. Control over your emotions, over your time, and over your effort. The more you chase, the more power she gains, while giving you nothing. Soon you're left drained, questioning yourself endlessly. Did I mess up? Should I text her again? Maybe I'm just not good enough. Stop. A stoic man knows his worth. He never begs for attention. He never plays the fool. If she's into you, there's no confusion, only clarity. Across New York, London, and Sydney, countless men waste months or years chasing women like Emma, women who were never serious to begin with. Don't be one of them. A high-value man doesn't play games, he walks away. The right woman won't confuse you, she will choose you. Sign 2, she weaponizes feminism. Now let's head to Chicago. You meet Sophie at a party. She's confident, outspoken, and early in your conversation, she says something like, "I believe women should be independent. We don't need men for anything." You nod, respecting her stance. But as you get closer, you realize her so-called independence isn't really about equality, it's about control. There are 2 kinds of feminism. The first is healthy, where women simply want equal rights, respect, and opportunities. That's perfectly normal. The second is weaponized feminism, where independence is twisted into a weapon to manipulate, belittle, and dominate men emotionally. Sophie falls squarely into this category. She constantly reminds you how independent she is. But beneath it all, she expects you to pay for everything, plan everything, and carry every responsibility. Here's the contradiction, brother. Women like Sophie insist they don't need men, yet they demand every benefit from men without offering real partnership in return. That's not strength. That's entitlement, disguised as empowerment. In places like San Francisco or Toronto, you'll meet countless Sophies. They've been sold the lie that independence means disrespecting men instead of building balance with them. The psychological trick here is simple. By weaponizing feminism, she creates a power imbalance. She positions herself above you and uses guilt as leverage. She'll say things like, "Real men don't complain. If you were confident, you wouldn't feel insecure. I deserve better." Sound familiar? Those aren't conversations. they're manipulations. But Stoic men understand this truth. Relationships are not battlefields of dominance, but partnerships built on balance. A high-value woman respects your role just as much as you respect hers. She doesn't need to shrink you to feel powerful. So here's the rule. If her independence comes with constant disrespect, belittling remarks, and refusal to meet you halfway, walk away. Because a woman who weaponizes feminism isn't looking for love. She's looking for control. Sign 3. She loves drama more than peace. Picture this, brother. You meet Olivia at a rooftop bar in New York City. She's exciting, magnetic, and full of energy. At first, it feels perfect. The late-night drives, the deep conversations, but soon you realize she's addicted to drama. A woman who thrives on chaos will stir up conflict where none exists. She'll turn small misunderstandings into battles. Why? Because drama keeps her entertained, and peace feels boring. This type of woman doesn't want stability. She craves emotional roller coasters, because that's what feeds her ego and sense of importance. A healthy woman seeks peace and builds calmness with you. A toxic woman thrives on conflict, because without chaos, she feels irrelevant. And brother, here's the danger. If you stay, you'll get dragged into her storm until you no longer recognize yourself. Sign 4. She constantly seeks validation. When a woman's self-worth is tied to external approval, relationships become performances, not partnerships. In cities like Los Angeles, Miami, or Toronto, this is everywhere. Many women are conditioned to measure their value through likes, comments, and followers. Take Chloe, for example. Her happiness depends on strangers' approval. If her post gets 10,000 likes, she's ecstatic. If it only gets a few hundred, she's cold, distant, and upset. You'll notice patterns. She constantly seeks compliments, uploads provocative photos just for attention, and values strangers' comments more than your bond. She talks about followers more than her future. Here's the psychology. Her dopamine system is hooked on validation. Without it, she feels empty. And if she craves constant validation, she'll also seek attention from other men, even while she's with you. Because for her, loyalty doesn't matter. Only relevance does. The harsh truth is this. A woman who values attention above connection will never be satisfied with one man. That doesn't mean avoiding women who use social media, but it does mean avoiding women who prioritize strangers' approval over your real bond. If you constantly feel like you're competing with her audience, you're not her partner. You're just another fan. Sign 5. She plays the victim in every situation. Now imagine this, brother. You meet Sophie at a networking event in Chicago. She's charming and funny. Within a week, she's telling you about her toxic ex who never treated her right. You feel sorry for her, thinking you've found someone who just needs kindness. But over time, you see the pattern. Every problem is never her fault. She fights with her boss, it's because they're jealous. She loses a friend, it's because everyone betrays her. She misses a deadline, it's because no one gave her clear instructions. The psychology is simple. Some women build their identity around being powerless. Why? Because playing the victim means avoiding responsibility. And avoiding responsibility means avoiding growth. At first, you step into the role of savior. You defend her, comfort her, and pour your energy into healing her. But slowly, you become her emotional dumping ground. Soon, her entire happiness depends on you. If you don't pick up her call, you've abandoned her. If you disagree, you're just like her ex. If you set a boundary, you don't care about her feelings. Brother, a woman who always plays the victim will eventually make you feel guilty for everything, even when you've done nothing wrong. The danger is real. Over time, this destroys your confidence. You start apologizing for things you didn't do, doubting yourself, and walking on eggshells. But here's the Stoic lesson. A relationship is not therapy. You're not her father or her therapist, you're her partner. And if she refuses accountability, you'll drown in her unresolved chaos. A healthy woman says, yes, I made a mistake, I'll do better. A toxic one says, it's not my fault, you don't understand me. One leads to growth, the other leads to destruction. Sign 6. She competes with you instead of supporting you. Now imagine meeting Emily at a tech conference in San Francisco. She's ambitious and driven, and at first you're impressed, but then you notice the subtle digs. You close a big deal, she calls it luck. You buy a car, it's just a phase. You get promoted, she says, let's see how long it lasts. This is competitive insecurity. Some women measure their worth by comparison. Instead of being your biggest supporter, they become your silent rival. Every achievement feels like a threat to them. Here's the psychology. A woman who competes against you can't truly celebrate you. And if she can't celebrate you, she will slowly resent you. She'll downplay your wins, compare her success to yours, and try to one-up you in conversations. The danger is clear. Relationships built on rivalry collapse. Success becomes a weapon instead of a shared victory. A partner who resents your growth will eventually resent you. But a secure, high-value woman celebrates your success because she's confident in her own. A toxic woman feels threatened instead. If every win turns into a battle, you're not in love. You're in a silent war. Sign 7. She uses manipulation instead of communication. Picture this. You've been dating Olivia in Manchester for 3 months. Everything seemed perfect until the day you canceled dinner for a work meeting. Instead of understanding, she goes cold. She replies with one-word texts, posts cryptic quotes on Instagram like, "Never make someone a priority when they make you an option." You're left confused. You did nothing wrong, yet now you're being punished. Brother, this is emotional manipulation. Some women avoid honest conversation because manipulation gives them control without confrontation. Silent treatment, guilt trips, gaslighting, withdrawing affection. These are all weapons. Most men fail here. They over-explain, apologize, and give more attention just to restore peace. But the more you reward manipulation, the stronger it grows. A Stoic man doesn't play that game. He sees manipulation for what it is, weakness disguised as power. Sign 8. She disrespects you, publicly and privately. Now imagine you're out at a rooftop bar in London with your girlfriend Sophia. Everything feels perfect until she suddenly mocks you in front of her friends. She laughs at your job, calls you silly, and everyone joins in. You smile awkwardly, but inside it cuts deep. Brother, that forced smile is the moment you lost. Disrespect is poison. It kills attraction, trust, and your masculine presence. A secure woman uplifts her man. A toxic one tests how much disrespect he'll tolerate. Public disrespect embarrasses you in front of others. Private disrespect erodes you slowly with constant criticism, dismissing your feelings and mocking your ambitions. Both are deadly. The Stoic truth is this: you teach people how to treat you. If you tolerate disrespect, you're saying, "This is okay, do it again." And she will. But when you set boundaries, enforce consequences, and refuse to over-explain, you reclaim your dignity. Respect isn't begged for. It's commanded by the way you live, speak, and act. If a woman can't respect you, she can't love you. And if she can't love you, she doesn't deserve you. Sign 9. She refuses to grow and self-reflect. A toxic woman avoids responsibility at all costs. She refuses to admit mistakes, dodges accountability, and continues the same destructive patterns. Without self-reflection, there can never be growth. And without growth, the relationship will rot. A Stoic man understands this truth. You cannot build a future with someone who refuses to face herself. Brother, the signs are always there. Most men just ignore them. Beauty fades, lust blinds, but psychology never lies. If you want peace, respect, and fulfillment, you must learn to recognize these patterns early and walk away from women who drain your energy, waste your time, and destabilize your life. Remember, you don't need every woman. You only need the right one. And now, you have the tools to recognize her. What are your views on this? Share your thoughts in the comments below. I will personally read all of your comments. And if you seriously want to level up in life, don't forget to show some love by hitting the like and subscribe button. Stay strong. Until next time.